Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be looking at GA4 and a couple of new features that I think are useful to know about. First of all, I wanted to show you how to access the GA4 demo account. This is a really useful way of kind of exploring GA4 if you haven't got it set up yet or still trying to learn about it. Google provide a sort of demo account, allows you to play around. So to get it, I just search on Google GA4 demo account, come to the support.google.com page and you'll find some information about it, but you can pick one of these three accounts down here. You've got Google Merchandise Store, and then that's the one that's relevant for you, and then you've got the app and web data here and web data. So we're just going to do this top one here is just looking at web data including e-commerce. And yeah, if you are not used to GA4 yet, it's quite different from what Universal Analytics used to be like. You'll notice that the colorful pie chart, various bits of acquisition data are kind of all in different places. All of this is different. So initially it can seem a little bit confusing. There's a lot of customizable stuff in GA4 now, which is a really good thing, but it does mean that it takes a little bit more learning and it's taking a little bit more trial and error for a lot of people. Google are also changing things quite regularly still. An example of that was bounce rate wasn't actually a thing in GA4 anymore for quite a while, and then last month they actually brought it back. So although they were telling us that engagement is going to replace bounce rate's now there. So what I'm just going to quickly focus on is how to find and create your custom reports. So rather than going into report section has all your sort of standard setup stuff. Still quite a lot of useful stuff on here at a glance. Where you really want to drill down and where you can actually start to replicate the views from Universal Analytics is in the Explore section. So the Explore section allows you to create different kinds of reports. Either you can start with a blank slate and completely customize your own report, or you can start with different templates, and there's a template gallery as well that opens out. But there's loads of different report types here that are much more customizable than anything that was in Universal Analytics before. Universal Analytics, actually, when you start using GA4, you'll find that it was actually quite restrictive in UA. It didn't let you do quite a lot of things. So if we go into a blank report first, you'll see in your freeform report is two columns here that need to be set up first. So you've got your variables and your tab settings. In your variables, this is what you want to add all the metrics that you want to look at, metrics, dimensions, and segments if you want. So if you just want to focus on organic, for example, or paid, let's go to user segment. There's quite a lot of different things you can do in here. Go to first visit. We're just going to look at some of the dimensions that you can bring up here. So there's quite a lot of different dimensions that we can look through. You've got your attribution models here. So you've got campaign. So we've got campaign, medium, source, medium. Some of these you'd be really familiar with if you've used UA, and this is how you kind of break it down. Something similar. We've got demographics here, age, gender, and interests as well. We've got some e-commerce stuff. Some of these here, you can see lots of different things in there. We've got events as well, conversion event name. So we're just ticking a few of these, and page query string, page title. Click import, and then you can see we've filled out some dimensions there that we can start to add into our tab settings. But we need some metrics too. So in metrics, we got some stuff that relates to advertising, so we can look at ad costs, cost per clicks, things like that. Then we've got e-commerce down here. So if we go to, we've got e-commerce purchases, things like refunds as well, if you've got an e-commerce site that's relevant. Events, so this is another thing that's quite useful. So we've got conversions, event count, and there's bounce rate, engaged sessions, and engagement rate. Engagement rate's a new one to look at. So we've imported all that. And then the next thing is just to start building out the reports. So let's have a look at building a landing page report. So if we go to rows, we can either build it into rows or columns. Go to add was, we'll add that into values, and I'm just going to move that into rows. And then we've got a really easy, quick way of building in a landing page report. And what we can actually do as well, we can add filters. So we can drop in some useful filters into that. We can also change the type of chart that's being viewed, so we can turn it from a table into a donut chart. We've also got line charts here. There's loads and loads of different ways of customizing these reports. You can also drop in additional values, so we can look at conversions as well. Change the number of rows, so if we want to see more info on that. And really we can keep building out the report as much as we want. Let's just see if we can do something. Columns with age. So now we've actually broken it down by age group as well. You can drill down really into whatever you want to track. Here it's all about playing around with what is going to be the most useful thing for your clients or for your business to look at. We kind of have set styled reports at Gel Creative, but we're kind of still building out new ones for our clients, and anything it needs to be relevant for the client. So, but yeah, that's just a really, really quick view of the new Explore feature in J4. Hopefully you found this video useful.